Oilers, you got a great offense with Connor McDavid. So I have them sweeping them.
Yeah, well, I don't think you heard my point. The San Francisco Giants have 3 more in the 2010s than the Rangers have in their entire history. So, yeah.
It's hard to get back and to get back-to-back wins. And I don't see the Lightning doing it here, so I have them losing to the Hurricanes in 6.
We don't talk about the 2010s because the 2010s had the Astros. And if the Astros didn't happen, the Yankees would have won in 2017 with the Dodgers.
He was close to Frank Reich, and they want Frank Reich back, so that's what they got. It's their discount Frank Reich.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew, Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more.
Hi, this is Julie Dobbs. You're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NHL Opinions of the Week. We are recording the day before, and then, of course, you get the day of. You have the Florida Panthers at home against the Hurricanes, as Hurricanes had home ice, and they did not win either of those two games. And as the man I am speaking to now, Austin, they were outscored 10-2 over those two games.
Yeah, everything's been a problem, and this is kind of the Canes' issue. Every year that they go to the conference finals, Kevin, they get swept. That's how we've seen it. Either they go and they win the cup like they did in 2006, or they get swept in the conference finals. I mean, if you look at the last time they made the conference finals against the Panthers, they got swept. Now, I will say, the last time they got swept, they lost by 1 goal in all 4 games. So that was an extremely tight series. A series 3-2 in quadruple overtime, 2-1 in overtime, 1-0 in regulation, and 4-3 in regulation. That's not really your standard sweep. But you go back to 2019, the last time before that they were in the conference finals, they got swept. So they've been swept the last 2 times they've been in the conference finals. You go back to the conference finals in 2009. Oh, what happened? They got swept. The last 3 times they've been in the conference finals, Kevin, they've been swept. And then the time before that, they won the conference finals. Or they won the conference finals and they won the Stanley Cup. So the last time they won the Stanley Cup, they won the conference finals, obviously. But the last 3 times they've been in the conference finals, they are in their last, let's see, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2. That's what? 14? Yeah, that's 14.
They're 4 plus 4.
Yeah, 4 plus 4 plus 4 was 2. Yeah, it's 14. They're 0-14 in their last 14 conference finals games.
Yeah, and I'm extremely concerned about them, of it happening again, because they lose 2 at home. If it was Panthers at home and they win 2 and they go up 2, I'm like, okay, you're getting it back on home ice. But now you have to go away in games that have not felt close at all.
Sure, I think the bigger issue is that they just cannot seem to win in the conference finals. 0-14, that's not a fluke anymore, right? We're escaping the, this may be chance, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I think they recognize that because they went and did the Mikko Rantanen trade, and then they saw, okay, we're not going to keep Mikko Rantanen's not going to stay with us, and they trade and they get a young guy in Stankoven who I think has played well for them. It's just he doesn't have that immediate impact Rantanen would have had, but they also have some good spots for the future because they got a lot in that trade with the Dallas Stars.
Sure, they did, but they had to find something quick because they are really in a bad spot. Going down 2-0 to the defending champs is not something that you necessarily want to see, but also it's got to be weighing on the mind that they have yet to win a conference final game since they've won the title back all the way in 2006. And again, 0-14 in their last 14 conference finals games is not something you want to say, or it's not something that's pretty. So I do wonder how they're going to be able to respond, but they're obviously going to have the opportunity to. Hockey's a sport where you can win games on the road if the bounces go your way, and I wouldn't be shocked if we were in a situation to where the Panthers lose both of these games and are in coming back to Carolina and it's tied. But I also wouldn't be shocked if the Carolina does not leave Florida alive and are on a flight back home with their season over.
Yeah, and talking about that, I was kind of getting vibes from the Dallas Stars versus Vegas, and when there is a legitimate connection because you have Vegas was the defending champs that year, and they went 2-0 on when they were heading back on home ice. And then you have the Dallas Stars win the next two. And they ended up winning that series. But to me, that is not a winning formula. So to me, I would be pretty surprised if the Carolina Hurricanes tied the series and weren't on the brink of elimination or eliminated when they fly back to Carolina.
We'll have to see. It's gonna be tough because they're definitely in a situation where it's hard to come back from.
Yeah, so game 3, of course, is a must-win, but how would you approach it? Kind of given with historically,
just forgetting everything that happened. I mean, there's not much else you can do, right? It's a big part that you just have to be like, stuff happens, and I mean, we're not going to become a different team here in the next night, right? In the break, we're not going to just become a whole entire new team and change everything about how we've won. That's not how that works. We're going to do what we have done to win games, and that's going to be important to how they get back into the series if they do. Hockey is not a sport that you can change on the fly, and if you are a team that is winning one way, you're going to keep doing that come playoff time, right? So, sure, they all have to play better, but they know what they need to do. I mean, they've been in this situation before. They're a veteran team. They have a lot of really old guys on that roster, and that's not necessarily a bad time come this time of the year, but they have to turn it around.
Would you make any change to the lineup or just run the same?
Yeah, I don't think this is a lineup issue. When you're losing 10-2, it's not a close... sure, you may change a bottom 6 guy here or there, but that's not really why you're doing it. You're doing it based on matchups or something you see that's a little bit smaller, but I don't think lineup changes are necessarily important at this point because they're losing by so much. If it was tight and one line was struggling while the other lines are doing well, then sure, maybe you need to see a change there, but everyone's playing bad, and when everyone's playing bad, you just need to clean slate and focus on the next game.
All right, so since this is posting day of, what's your prediction for game 3?
That's tough. I don't think they survive game 3. I think they lose.
Okay, so it'd be 3-0. Yeah, I think they get swept. Or they don't win game 3. Maybe they win game 4, but I think it's going to be pretty tough. I do think Florida, at the end of the series, at least has 3 wins.
Sure. We'll see. It's going to take a lot for them to come back, and they're going to have the opportunity to, but it's going to take a lot.
Yeah. So we'll keep you updated on that, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.